This is Max Shears for Pro Boxing Fans. I'm delighted to be joined by Mark Tibbs here. Obviously, we're here for the Matchroom show. How are we doing overall?
Lovely, Max. Good to meet you for the first time. Lovely, mate. Lovely.
Brilliant. Now, first I want to start off the talent over there. Your guy, Vizioli. How much of a talent is he?
He's off the scale, but we've got to keep our feet on the ground because, tougher oppositions, he is ready for tougher opposition, and that's what's going to build him into a world boxing star for sure. Yeah,
and obviously you speak about the world level. He has sparred some world-class opposition. Obviously, one of the sparring things that keeps on getting talked about, Kermel Moten. Can you open up on that and kind of how much of his experience built him for the career he's about to have?
Well, we was in Las Vegas, myself, Johnny Fisher, and Giorgio, and we was at Salas's gym in Vegas, and Salas's partner introduced a really good sparring over there, a guy called Kevin Brown, amongst Kermel Moten. So we had some really good experienced rounds out over there, very competitive, and Giorgio come through with flying colours. It was wonderful for Giorgio's development, and we went to Coach K's gym as well. They really gave us some good quality, high level work, and it was good for me to see how Giorgio dealt with it. Yeah, it was beautiful, mate. Really good, really good. Excited me even more about him.
Exactly. Now, obviously, there's the team. You've got Eddie, you've got yourself, you've got Sonny. Giorgio, I've heard himself says he wants to fight better and better opposition every time. He's only 22. How do you manage someone like Vizioli's career?
Well, the thing is, like you say, Eddie, Giorgio, and Sonny, and myself know there's a process because of his age and because of his, he's just a 7-0 coming up to his 8th professional. So when you've got this work ethic, this talent, and this ultimate boxing brain of his, and the most important, someone asked me about comparing him to Billy Joe Saunders, and I don't like to make comparisons, but the thing is, this man outside of boxing lives the life, and that's what separates him from ordinary to be extraordinary. Yeah,
now I have to ask, obviously, Johnny Fisher, he didn't get the result that he wanted. How's he doing, first of all?
Johnny Fisher, he's I spoke to him a few times, and been to his house once to a party. We actually was meant to link up yesterday and I had to come here, so I never got a message from him. He must have understood I was here with Giorgio, so I'm hoping to catch up with him over the weekend and possibly meet him in the gym next week. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, can you open up maybe, is there any update on when we might see Johnny Fisher? And again, how do you manage coming off a loss like that? Obviously, he's so young, he's got such a bright career ahead. What next for Johnny Fisher?
Well, Johnny, like you just said, because of his age, he's relatively young for a heavyweight, and the experience he's got, in his fights so far, he's only gonna, as long as he's got the hunger and the flavour for the game. He's a great athlete, and he can only get better from what he's been through. Yeah,
definitely. Now, speaking of the heavyweights, Usyk Dubois, I have to ask, how do you see that one going, and how big is that?
Fantastic fight for Daniel. I think Daniel's come on mentally his last few fights, and I'll really make him a favourite. I really believe that was a kosher body shot in his first fight with Usyk, and I believe I really am backing. I'm putting my money on Daniel Dubois to win in that fight. Yeah,
and then another massive fight, August 16th, Dillian Whyte, Moses Itauma. Again, we're talking about all these prospects, all these bright talents. Moses Itauma is as good as it gets. Do you think it might be too soon? Do you think it might be too late for Dillian Whyte? How do you see that one going?
To be fair, I had 11 fights with Dillian. We got to world number 1, and so I know Dillian really, really well. I don't like that fight for him. I never thought it'd be a step up for someone. He won't like me saying that. It's just my emotional investment that was in him. But he's done very well, Dillian, and he deserves a big payday. I'm sure. I'm hoping he's getting that. Listen, he's got the experience to upset the apple cart, Dillian. He has, but what's his name? Who's he fighting?
Moses Itauma.
Moses, I beg your pardon. Moses is a serious, responsive operator, and man can pick his punches well. So, yeah, obviously Moses is the favourite for me in that fight. But you know, I like to see someone like Dillian with that art and that mindset and his character. You know, I like Dillian, and if anyone can cause an upset with a coming through young gun, it's Dillian Whyte.
Yeah, definitely. You speak about Dillian Whyte and how well you know him with your fights together. You were speaking of him maybe fighting Anthony Joshua before this got announced. Would you have preferred that fight for Dillian Whyte?
100%. Much prefer the AJ versus Dillian Whyte. That would have been the trilogy or the second one. They boxed once as an amateur, didn't they?
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they boxed once as an amateur. Dillian actually won that fight. AJ knocked Dillian out as a professional. So this would have been the trilogy, and I'd much rather have seen that, yeah.
Yeah, now last one, Terence Crawford, Canelo, LA. It doesn't get bigger, does it? And can I get a prediction for that?
I fancy, you know what? I fancy Terence Crawford, but he's going up a couple of weights, isn't he? So that really levels it out. And I wouldn't be surprised if Terence Crawford nicked it, but the weight, when I see the couple of weight differences, it's going to suit Canelo more. So yeah, great fight, great. And Terence Crawford for me is a pound for pound great. Yeah. So I can't wait for that.
Thank you.